Hi. Hello,
Hello.
everybody. Welcome to a new episode of Is That an Owl Bear, a D&D podcast. And look at your shirt.
It's
I mean,
Trinket.
it is true. It's so cute. Okay, before
Yes.
we move on, because I am bound to forget, I am Cristina, one of your hosts. Hi, hello, tis me, tis I.
Hi,
And I'm here today and always by my better half, my best friend, Joe.
Joe. DM Joe. We're not, I mean, you said we're here all the time, and that's not true. We're
Every
here
time though we record,
every
it's
time.
you
Well,
and I.
I meant we try to be here regularly.
We try.
We do our
But
best.
but to be fair, tis the holiday season. Happy Festivus, Merry Chrysler, Happy Crisis to everybody. And to all,
Uh,
oh, my dog made a sound.
New Year. Comfortable new
Yes.
potato.
Mm.
Happy
Festive.
potatoes.
Yes, yes. Happy potatoes to all.
I'm hungry.
So am I.
That's not gonna
My
help anyone. How have your holidays been?
holidays have been fun. The dogs have behaved better than I expected, and we have been leaving them by themselves. For those of you who do not know, I have two Siberian Huskies in a New York apartment. That was a choice we made that we stand by, but it is still, something. So there was that one time that we arrived to the building and we could hear them howling from 6 floors above us. So
Fantastic.
yes, so it's always, it's reassuring when we come home and they're not screaming. So being able to go spend Noche Buena at a friend's house and come back to calm dogs was absolutely lovely.
A win is a win.
Um, a win is a win. A win is a win. What have I gotten? I got a lot of like Saban stuff. What's Saban for those of you who do not know? It's like a bougier Bath and Body Works. Okay, we're gonna go with that. And Greg got
Bougie.
me this toad because I love this little
Oh,
guy.
I
Isn't
like
it
that.
cute? It's got
Yes.
the little it's got the little pan from the movie. We do
Yes,
not
nice.
we do not condone Chris Pratt's voiceover work for Mario, but this is cute.
We don't condone Chris Pratt.
Period.
Yeah.
Yeah, just that. And
I got
were
some
your holidays? Yes.
good. I got some comics. We got some Miss Marvel.
Oh, that is amazing.
We
I
got
got
some Buffy. We got
Buffy.
some Guardians of the Galaxy. We got some Sandman. This is
See,
backwards.
now I want to go
And
get the things that I got.
then we got how to write a comic.
Oh,
Yes.
well, look at that for
So that's
homework.
really cool. Well, I mean, you mentioned homework, and it's really cool because I have all this for homework because I'm starting a new campaign.
Oh, well,
Um,
look at that.
Set
Mighty
in
Nine.
Exandria, the Mighty Nine. Um, Set in Exandria, it's in Wildmount. I announced 3 tables. One of them's already full. A second one is almost full, has 5 players. Another one has 3. I'm very lucky. I'm very grateful. Shout out to all of you that joined this new campaign. I'm working really hard to make it a fun, different take on what's going on in Wildmount. So I'm excited.
I'm excited for you guys. I really enjoy, I have to say, because of a lot of different reasons, I wasn't able to continue the campaign this time around with Joe, but I look forward all the time to hear how you guys are doing, to hear how the campaigns are going, which is what we're going to do today because Cristina has been booked and blessed.
Mhm.
Snaps. We're excited. That's why I haven't been able to record, Nick, because I've been working on sets, Nick,
We're just at this point gonna call out Nick. But the thing is, Nick uses
every
all this
time.
information against me. Um it's a very he pushes, I push, and it's a very fun
I
thing.
love it. I love it. I
Everything
love this kind of banter. It's my
anything that
favorite.
Nicholas can learn
Oh,
to use against me,
government name.
he does. A government name, Nicolas. When he
Oh, with
yeah,
the accent.
we go Latino when we're like
We got, oh,
Nicolas.
Nicolas. Oh no. Oh no. Well, it
He
is fun. I
brought
just
he brought Silvery Barbs into my life. He campaigned a group of players for it, and now Silvery Barbs is an active thing in the game. And they had the gall, the audacity, the gumption to be like, but Joe, you've used it more on us than we've used it on you. And all I wanted to say was, you all started. We could have just avoided this entire Silvery Barbs thing. And well, this is where we're at, Silvery Barbs. Silvery Barbs like a guidance. It was some like ridiculous thing. I can't just spell the guidance.
I'm gonna keep a tally. If only I was better at editing, at video editing, and I could just keep a tally of the amount of times that it's been that Silvery Barbs get said. That is beautiful. If any of the audience wants to become a video editor and help us out, that would be great. I'm kidding, but am I?
Shout out to Marchie. We're not kidding. Hi, Marchie.
Marchie.
But yeah, it is.
You're not kidding.
But yeah, it's been a thing, the
Silvery
Barbs. And then
Barbs.
more groups are started listening to the podcast, and it's Silvery Barbs is just now this like, it started like a disease in one table and it spread like the zombie virus.
I was gonna say like an STD, but yes.
You made it weird. I
and that is part of my charm. Let me think before we move on, because have I told you? No, there we go. Have I told you about my favorite graphic novel saga?
Maybe.
Greg just got me the last 3 volumes that I was missing. There is so much violence and there is violence and sexiness and weird ass shit, but it's a good read. The art is fantastic. It's basically like there's a civil war going on between this planet and its moon. The inhabitants of the moon and the planet, they don't get along, and it's a whole thing, and it goes through years. It's a story through years, and it's fantastic. And I just got the last 3 volumes, and I cannot wait to read it. If you get a chance to check it out, if you're looking for a new this is not new. This has been going on for like a decade, this story at this point. But if you do not know Saga, check out Saga. There's 11 volumes. It's a good read. That's it.
Sounds good. Speaking about good shit that's gone down, let's talk a little bit about good shit that's gone down.
Tell me.
I'm gonna try to go in order of like from Monday to Sunday games, because that way I don't forget anything. My Monday early group, it's a smaller group. There's 3 players, but they really vibe well together, and they're very fun. And they had this entire courtship underwater with 2 mermaids. It was an entire session. They took them to a city underwater, and rather than like I don't know, like they went shopping. It was a whole like city episode with shopping, and there was a date, and
I love that
sex, and it was fantastic.
I love that.
It was one of those sessions where like the plot moves forward a lot without any battle. You just kind of role play it through.
I like those.
Boy, did I love that. And also shout out to Geist, because he made this really fun orc, half orc, that his mom is this like chieftain. She's a chieftain,
right?
And of the orc tribe, and she's all like this badass, and whenever he comes up, she's always like, "Oh, I'm so happy that you're here." And she like bear hugs him, and she's always like, "When are you gonna get married?" So she like kills him with her axe. She asked him like, "When are you gonna get married?" And also, "Did you bring me a new head for my trophy wall?" That is like her general like interactions. She has become one of my favorite NPCs. That she's now canon throughout all of my Panchara games. If anyone
I love that.
She's gonna be there, and she's gonna be like, "This is my son.
Are you married?
Are you married?" Because she's all like, because she's all like, "I have 7 husbands and wives. How many do you have?"
Oh my god! Like, yes.
It's
giving. Like, it's giving Spanish Jackie from Our Flag Means Death. Have you watched that?
I haven't watched it, but it seems like a vibe.
Have to. You have to.
Yes, it is on my list of things to watch once I'm free, which is soon. Not gonna anyway. So
So
that is one
soon.
of my most favorite, like,
I'm
she's
here
just a
for it.
fucking
What's her
hoot.
name?
Uh, it's in my notes. It's in my
Okay.
notes. Yeah, it's in my notes. One
See,
second.
no, I'm
I'll
sorry. I'm sorry. I just put you. No, no, no. I want to formally apologize because I literally just did to you what they always do to you. A new character. What's their name?
Speaking of that specific thing, I mentioned it, and Nick went up to a guard, and he was like, "What is?"
I
And
knew
there
you
was
were going
three.
to say Nick. Nick is the third host of this podcast.
Yes,
He is an omniscient
we should fucking
presence.
bring Nick on for an episode and be like,
One day.
"What's up?"
What we'll see what happens.
Her name is Belsa. Her name is Belsa. Um,
Belsa?
Belsa. Belsa.
Belsa.
So,
Mm.
speaking of that, Nick went up to there was one particular session because of holidays, some people are missing, and like life has
Mm.
been complicated. There was one session
Understandable.
where it was there were only three players that showed up, and their names are Nick, it was Nick Tucker, and I think it was Ben, if I'm not
Shout out to
mistaken.
all y'all.
Oh, shout out to all of you, and if I'm mixing up who was there, I apologize.
It's my
Or
fault.
was it? Yeah, you got me. You got me, put me on the spot. But they went up to a guard and they were like, "What's your name?" And I just said, "Nick, Tucker, and Ben."
That the name of the guard was all three of them.
No, there were three guards and there were three
Oh, Nick
players, and the
Tucker
guards
and
were named as the
Ben.
player. There was like a silence, and Nick just kind of stared at the camera, and I was like, "What?
What?
Those are their names."
Fight me, bro. Fight me. What you
Yeah.
gonna do?
I apologize. I don't think it was. I don't think it was Ben that was there, and I don't remember specifically what was the third name. So I apologize
Ben,
if
basically,
I'm.
you are in our hearts. So
Yes,
that's why we keep bringing you up.
yes, yes.
This is the royal
So I'm
we. I
sorry if
had
I got
nothing
it
to do with
wrong.
this.
I love you. I'm sorry if I got it wrong. So I want to talk a little bit about this fucking thing that happened on
Oh,
Monday
what happened?
evening. So there were some unicorns.
Oh no.
No, you need to
Battle
listen to this
unicorns?
fucking story. So like they're in the Feywild, right? They're just
Mhm.
vibing in the Feywild.
As
And
one
then some
does.
like dark unicorns come in and they have like red eyes and they're clearly giving eyes of like evil. And a battle starts and they start fighting the unicorns, and the unicorns have like legendary actions, and they can heal and this and that.
As they
And the battle,
should.
as they should. And the battle wasn't hard per se, but um
Easy.
it wasn't easy. It was just like medium difficult, but they're like clearly winning and like things are going their way. And then this one guy, shout out to Humble. He's playing a character called the Humble, which is basically a Tim Curry inspired thiefling. It's an
Oh,
amazing character.
fuck yes.
It's so good. And Humble comes in and he decides there's a pond. The pond is important. So
The
rather than keep
pond?
the pond, rather than keep fighting, he grabs a unicorn and starts and like by the neck and just starts suffocating it. And then he drags the unicorn across the battlefield and puts him in the water. And then he says, "I get out of the water because I don't want to get wet." So he's just holding the unicorn's head underwater while fucking drowning it, and the rounds go by. And in the last round, where the unicorn's alive, he says something like, "I'm just gonna put you under a mystery for you to go back with your loved ones," which he meant it as this like encouraging thing, but all the other players were just like, "What is happening?" Everybody else was like attacking unicorns and stabbing them and whatever, like standard D&D shit. But that thing went so violent that after the battle, I was like, "We need a break."
His name is John Wick, and that unicorn absolutely like destroyed his puppy. We just don't know. And like he had a personal vendetta against that unicorn and the unicorn's family, because clearly that is the only justification for the violence. What the hell?
It was wild. Like
I
it
mean,
was.
for it
I've played 23 years. Never have I had someone be like,
though.
"I
Let me
hold this
try.
creature down while I drown it and stare into its eyes and whisper last words into its ears."
Oh, because if he can hold eye contact, it means that not the entire head is underwater. Like
Well,
just
because
just this. Like if just the mask is underwater while the rest is just like, oh no. I,
It was wild.
I
It
got
was
graphic. I got graphic in my head, and
like
I don't like it.
at the end, we were all like, ha ha ha, that was ha ha ha. And now it's just something that like they could be doing fuck whatever, and then they're like, yeah, because at least you're not gonna drown a unicorn. Like it's become a thing. What a
Like
fucking wild thing to like
I
experience.
I understand that these are kind of like that these were evil or whatever. Like they were enemy unicorns, okay?
Yes, yes,
They
they
were
were.
enemy unicorns, but it's never any better to hear somebody utter the words, I suffocate this unicorn under the puddle of water until it dies.
It was something else. And then he tried, so he tried to do it again with a creature that had
No,
multiple heads.
no.
And I was like, I can't allow you to do this. This has multiple heads. It has multiple noses. You can't, unless you grab all the heads and put them all underwater, you can't, oh, sorry, you can't drown it.
Was he
Um,
planning on like suffocating one head at a time?
no, he wanted to suffocate them all, but I was like, you only grappled one of the heads, not all of them. It was a whole
Right.
thing. But like, shout out to Humble and keeping it fucking
Humble.
always creative.
Humble,
It's
you humble me.
humble. That's how you say the name.
Humble.
Yeah. So
Sure.
that was, I mean, that was something that yeah. So after
uh,
that,
learn
in that
something new
specific
every
group,
day.
because we're not done with that group, because that is like
Why
honestly,
would we be?
they're like my little cows gremlings. It's such a good time to play with them. Because they just run around and they're like, fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up.
I love a good chaos gremlin. That is my
Um,
favorite.
like one of the characters there has shout out to Recon. What is it,
Recon.
27? I think it's 20. I don't know if it's 26. It's 24, 26, or 27 AC. And she can buff herself, the character can buff herself with shield
Fuck
and whatever to make
yeah.
it even higher. So basically untouchable. I think through an entire battle yesterday, I hit her once because I rolled, I think it was a 19. And it landed
Damn.
just on what it needed to land on. Um unbelievable. So that same party, they have this entire like Alice in Wonderland thing going on that nobody else is gonna play through because this is tied to a player's backstory, actually Marchie's backstory.
Oh,
um
nice.
so that backstory with Alice in Wonderland, they have like a red queen who's very like evil and whatever, off with her heads, and
Off
they're
with their
attacking her
heads.
castle. And what she has, because I went through fucking the monsters, I was like, what would a fucking Alice in Wonderland villain have? And I found
A hedge monster?
geese.
Ge-
But like
no, no. I'm mad.
they're like giant geese that do a shit ton of damage. And
Just
yesterday,
normal sized geese are the
do it.
fucking devil.
And there's this other like, so they fought a bunch of geese that were giant and they were like fucking geese. And then a fucking hydra goose,
No,
like she had
no,
multiple heads
no,
and she was like attacking them,
no.
and it was the best. It was so
This is giving me
whimsical.
this is giving me like a lot of just stress. Just I hate geese. If you don't know this about me, because why would you? I really don't like birds, but I was specifically chased by geese when I was like 12, 13.
Oh, you would have hated that battle then.
Oh yeah, no, I don't, and their little teeth. Oh,
Yeah,
hate geese.
I mean, nobody went down, but it took a lot of their resources, and they don't know, but what's coming is gonna, I'm a little worried for them, but we'll see.
No.
But that's next week. So
They should steal an egg. They should steal an egg and see what happens.
yes. Um so yeah, that's a little bit of what's going on with that group. They've been fucking around in the Feywild for what feels like forever. And I can't talk about I can't talk about like the big thing that's going on because my other groups haven't gone to the Feywild yet. So,
Ooh.
but there's this big thing that happens while in the Feywild that they're all kind of stressing about, and I'm excited for it. Um, so yeah, that's pretty great. So then my Wednesday Rift Hunters game, the one that you were
Yeah.
playing in,
Yeah.
um, so they're in by Rodin, they're just kind of vibing, everything's going great, and they wanted to fuck around with some Duragards, uh and they like killed him, whatever, but I decided in that moment that one of the Duragards and it wasn't in my notes, it's something that I improvised and I really enjoyed, had a giant fucking golden necklace that says daddy on it.
Yes. Yes. End of sentence. Go
No,
on.
hold on.
Go on.
So then the first thing Marchie's other character, her name is Vexel, like his character in this campaign does, is once it dies, he's playing this like astral elf, like weird, like weirdo character who is really fun. She goes and grabs it. So this is like petite elven beautiful lady with a giant gold necklace that says daddy on it, and she just walks around with it all the time now.
Yes.
So then I noticed
This is
Nick, like
Marcy's character?
this is one of Marchie's characters, yes.
Marcy, just
Vexel's a great
yes.
character.
Yes.
But then I noticed that Nicholas was
Oh,
recoiling to the description of daddy. He was like, "Are you serious?" And I was like, "Yes." So then I made the background people who were like, "Oh my god, they killed, I don't know, like
Daddy.
they killed Fred. Fred's gonna be sad. Oh, what about his girlfriend,
Daddy.
Madison? What about his girlfriend, Madison? She's gonna be really broken up." And they just stared at the camera and they were like, "Yeah, it's Madison with two S's and a Y, and not where you think." And Nick just walked up and left. Like he literally uh and it,
And now where you think?
now where you think? And I lost my mind. And he went on this like rant about how like he's like, "This is triggering, you're triggering me." This character, I was like, not where you think. Anyway, it was good fun. Though it's funny enough, my Sunday group is also currently in Byroden, and they also ran into Daddy.
Oh,
And what they did was they killed Daddy, they took the necklace.
no,
This
Daddy.
really cool warlock rogue put on the necklace, and then she went to a statue of Vex and Vax. Because Vex, I always get them confused. This is my dyslexia. Vex is I think Laura.
Yes.
Vexalia, yeah.
Vexalia.
Yeah. So they went to
Yes.
there's a statue in Byroden of Vex and Vax, and Vax is currently like a divine type of thing. Whatever. He's a champion, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's her patron. So she takes off the daddy necklace, climbs the statue, and put it on him. The way
Vax
I lost my mind. Yes, it's Daddy Vax, the big crow. Like the way. This is why I love D&D. People ask me like, "Don't you get bored of playing the same story?" I'm like, "No,
every story is different.
Awesome,
yes.
things." So yeah, we have Daddy Vax in one of them, and we have Daddy Vexel in the other one, which is fun. That get like, it's Daddy Vex and Daddy Vexel, like it's fantastic.
Daddy V, it's the situation.
But speaking about them, because that's not the whole story with them. Like, check this out. So you go into the mines, right? And you're like sneaking around and like this party on the virtual tabletop, the mines itself is a very like, it's meant to feel claustrophobic. So it's a map that I found that everything is like you could only fit one by one down the different tunnels and whatever.
Okay.
And what does the party do, which is great? They all just fuck off in different directions of this very tiny map. And at one point I was like fixing something on the map, and then I like zoomed out and I saw that like Vexel was in an encounter, Nick's character was in another, like, they were all just separated, and I was like, oh my god. So I paused the game and I was like,
what are y'all doing?
Y'all gonna have a bad time. That session ended. There's 7 characters there. That session ended with 5 of them dead. And the
Guys.
only reason one of them didn't die is because he turned into a dragon. He took a potion and turned into a dragon. And the monk is a monk, so he just kind of ran away. Like Tyrell just got out of it, but he was still,
Tyrell, yes.
yeah. So 5 of them died, and then they made at the end of the session they made a deal with a voice to be brought back. It was bad. Like it was so well, 5 of them got went unconscious. 3 of them died because the other 2 passed their death saving throws.
Okay.
One of them, Ken, wasn't even there. He was just like, play my character. And I was like, oh, God,
No, Ken.
But yeah, it was so like,
Oh,
I
no.
cannot believe that happened. It was, so they ended in that cliffhanger last week, and we'll see tomorrow, because it's Wednesday tomorrow, how they pick up from that mess. They destroyed the mine. Like,
Good luck tomorrow. And by
I don't
tomorrow,
even
we
know.
mean today, because
Yeah,
that's when the episode's coming out.
yeah. So I don't even know what to do, because they like that mine was like, it operates some mining companies who send them there to kill some spiders, and they're gonna come back and be like, oh, I'm sorry, we destroyed it. And they're gonna be like, and they're gonna still, and I know my players still gonna be like, but we killed the spiders, or we're gonna get paid. And it's gonna be like, but you broke the mine. So
a little counterproductive there, buddy.
A little bit. So that was that group, which Jesus Christ, that was wild.
Jesus Christ, no.
Then we are going to jump into our my Thursday game, and Thursday is it's a very fun group. They're very good role players. They know the system very well. Shout out to Callie Lomac, who specifically keep me on my toes and keep me honest, because sometimes there's too many rules and I might just skip one or mess one up, and Lomac always is a great what I like about him,
keeping you honest.
Yeah, but we've talked about these type of players that they it's the opposite. It's like a rule lawyers, but with kindness. Like he knows very well the system and is very he's very kind when he's like, oh, I think this doesn't work that way, and I'm like, oh, thank you. Like I much appreciate that, because there's a ton of rules. Anyway,
so many rules. Just know, to those players, you are appreciated. For people like us, well, in my case, because I don't know shit, so I solely depend on you. But for Joe, thank you.
It's good. I appreciate it. So that party, also, like, remember last time we had a recap of the little sessions that I told you. There's a party that's going to meet a sister, and I paused and I debated with myself if I should mention it, because we recorded that on a Thursday, and they had that session that Thursday. Because of life, we couldn't play that Thursday, so they couldn't listen to the podcast. And then the following week, rather than get teleported to where the sister was, they got to teleport, you need to roll a d100, and if you know the place of where you're going, the difficulty is really low. The first time I rolled, and I was rolling it over screen because it was an NPC teleporting them, I rolled a 7, so they didn't teleport anywhere. They just took 3d10 worth of damage. Just like slammed into like the energy of teleporting.
For fuck's sakes.
And it was like, this is terrible. Then
it's like when a hamster is already on a wheel, and then another hamster wants to hop in, and they they just
that was them. They had a bad time. Then I rolled again, and I again rolled it over the table, and she needed to roll on the 100% on the 100 dice. She needed to roll a 35 or above,
the NPC,
or a 45, the NPC, a 35 or a 45, let's say 35 or above. So that's really good odds, right?
Yeah, 35 for a D100. Yes,
I rolled a 34,
bro,
and 34 is worse than you take damage. It's like you teleport somewhere that is similar, and they were going to a mountain, so I just threw them to another mountain.
So they are like certain that they're in the right place, they're just not.
No, it's like Just weird example is like, oh, we're trying to get to Mount Everest, and you end up in fucking Mount Fuji because they're mountains.
Bro, just
Yeah.
bro.
So that happened. So they couldn't meet their sister yet. And I was again like, you can't listen to the podcast because we got lost. And they walked down to the city that they found, which I'll not say which one it is. And the way I described it, the players kind of were quiet for like 5 seconds. And then someone said, like, over the table, this feels like a really high level area for this current campaign, and we should go somewhere else. And they didn't even go to the city. They stayed out in the farmlands, just like nope, nope, nope.
We're not here.
And because they got there early, they were the first party to ever get there. I had to sit down, and that week I made like 10 maps. I was like, okay, they're in the city to get all this ready, and they were just like,
nope,
nope, nope, nope, nope, nope. And
oh
then,
man.
very funny interaction. Alveth goes up and messages the person that teleports him wrong, and she was like, "Girl, can you take us where we need to be?" And then they finally get teleported where they have to be, and they were trying to get to a place where they felt it was going to be safe and they were going to get help and everything was going right. The place was under attack, and the players were just like, "What is happening?"
They can't catch a break.
They really can't. That session ran an hour long. The session afterwards, where we did all the battles,
My goodness.
because like it was just a battle and fight and this and that and giants, and it was rough. But it ended well. This week, I'm excited for that conclusion because they're gonna get yeah, I'm excited for that conclusion. I'll say
They're
that.
gonna get dun dun dun. Oh, well, that's
So
interesting and intriguing.
What else can I say? Well, on Friday games, they've been exploring Panchara. They just finally met like one of the natives of the land, and they got a bunch of lore information, and there was great role playing from that group, dealing with a little bit of the natives and the lore information, and kind of
Amazing.
they're getting on a path now that's going to lead them towards the end game. They're not in end game yet, but they're on their way,
right.
based on their decisions. So that was a fun, exciting session. Yeah. And then Sunday games, just I have the one with Vexes. I mentioned giving Vax the daddy necklace. They play really well off each other, and it's interesting because they usually play on Sundays, but because of the holidays, we're playing rather than all 7 of them, we're going to play on Saturday. And I made them this little, like, it's like I'm treating it like a Christmas special movie.
I love that.
It's like two sessions that are going to be not holiday themed, but it's like snowing or in a town where it doesn't snow.
I love that.
It's a whole little like special thing because 2 players are missing, and I was like, we're not going to miss out the main plot, but we're going to forward the story. I'm not going to make you waste your time and complete filler. So we're moving their plots forward, but in like a special, like a
seasonal
D&D special
way.
Yes,
I love that. Seasonal greetings from Panchara.
Yes. Well, they're playing.
Well, no, I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah, they're in Byroden as well, and it's snowing there for them, and that's only for them because they're doing that special session, and I'm excited to see the resolution this Saturday.
Excited for them.
Yeah, they're gonna get some cool items, and it depends on how they resolve it. They might just die. That's always a possibility.
Well, well, damn.
Yes, but it's fun. It's fun though because it brings up their backstories and a little bit of a mystery as to what's going on. One of the characters is related to Allura Visorin, and I'm doing a big play on that. Allura from Vox, she's not from Vox Machina, but she's the blonde mage that has appeared a couple times.
I don't remember.
You good. So anyway, that's a little bit of what's been going on in my games. I hope you enjoyed this crazy recap, and that I sent you a picture though.
Yeah. Yeah, you did.
It's a goose with many heads.
The goosening. The geesening? it.
The geese would be a better name.
The geese.
But no, it's
It's
called
a
Mother Goose.
Goose Hydra, Mother Goose.
It's called Mother Goose.
Whose mama? I don't know. Not mine.
Someone's.
I don't want it. I don't want it. I think that it's disrespectful to have that many heads to call up your children. No.
She had 8 and she could attack 8 times with reactions. It was basically a Hydra, but goose shaped. It was wild.
If you cut a head, will 2 heads grow in the same spot? No.
Unless you attack it with, I think it was acid, poison, one or the other.
My goodness.
And it had this spell, or this ability, wasn't a spell, that it would start honking, and then you had to pass like an 18 DC Constitution, and if you failed, you fell asleep. The Constitution just collapsed.
Fall asleep, I would be like disoriented, all right, because of the honk. Like honks, maybe like I can get frazzled, but falling asleep.
They were like, "What is this monster? Did you homebrew?" I was like, "No, I did not."
This exists.
This is a thing that is real in D&D, and the ability that they used, that they were like, what was it? I don't remember, but it's called the honk song was called like the honk a lullaby. And when I told him that's like, I don't believe you.
That's some Jigglypuff bullshit right there. Lullaby of hunks. That sounds like a lie and a hate crime.
I sent them a picture because they didn't believe me. I was
no. Like, here, look at it. It's real.
It's not me. It's not me. This is a monster that exists, and we're gonna use it.
This is a hateful creature that D&D has created. How dare you? I rebuke this. And just to think that, if it originally is one goose with 8 heads, like I don't want to know that there's like a goose with like 24 heads running around somewhere. A mother goose, that sounds awful. That sounds awful. I think that they wouldn't stand each other, and that the heads would start pecking each other. Can you imagine just like not cutting off a head, but just one of the heads killing other heads, and just like this huge fucking goose just walking around with like 3 necks just flopping, just just dead?
I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want to imagine that. I'm gonna go with
time to wrap it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with fucking Ariana Grande. Thank you. Jesus, it's time to wrap her up. Thank you for listening. You're all the best. We love you. Yes, this is another episode of
what's her name?
A D&D podcast. I'm DM Joe. You can find me on Twitter at Joe Harrell. You can find me on Instagram under DM Joe. You can find me on Start Playing under DM Joe.
That as well. You can find us, our podcast, on the platforms as Owlbear Pod on Instagram and YouTube, OwlbearPod1 on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. You can find me as Crispa Contreras on Instagram and Twitch, and Crispa120 on Twitter and TikTok. Thank you, everybody. Happy holidays. On the next episode, we're going to be in 2024. So love you all.
Love you. Thank you. Bye. Bye. Bye-bye.